everyone, welcome to today's Optics Live. I'm your host Rita, and let's start our optics journey with our speaker today.
I view this as a kind of confluence of several factors. Like first, what we have achieved in the industry is almost parity between the cost of, for the operator, of a port on GPON and port on, let's say, XG or XGS-PON. That means that the operators now have all the incentives to really accelerate their deployment of XGS because, you know, the price parity is there. So the cost differential is quite small. On the other hand, the requirements of both the traditional kind of household users, but also the requirements of future non-residential or existing non-residential users are constantly increasing. So it is very beneficial for an operator to really kind of accelerate the deployment of 1 gig and faster services, because they are not only going to satisfy the current requirements. The current requirements are already, reaching, let's say, 1 gig per household. If you have multiple streams of video, if you have multiple different applications running, if you have kind of conferencing applications at the same time with the work from home requirements, etc., etc. E-learning, for example, is also another great driver for the symmetrical video communication. So you may have the requirements actually reaching up to 1 gig. But in the future, in very near future, people expect those requirements to go up for themselves, for the residential users, but also they expect those requirements to go up going forward. So for an operator, deploying 10G PON fast means that they are going to be able to scale the bandwidth for their customers for the foreseeable future. You can actually go and scale up to multiples of 1 gig, with 10G PON. So I think that's the main message here. We have definitely a reason to go there, but also we have cost incentive to move in that direction from the standpoint of the operator. So why not? That's actually a textbook example of building your future roadmap. I was actually looking at this question before, and the issue with the digital home assistants combined with the improvements in conversational AI that we are seeing is actually going to make digital home experience much more meaningful. Right now, the digital assistants that exist are, let's say, limited in certain ways. But once the digital home assistants are combined with the recent advances in conversational AI, they will be able to much better translate and understand the intent. And they are also going to become, let's say, better in understanding patterns, for example, that they see in the household. So they might be able even to start, being more predictive. From that point of view, having connectivity in the whole home with predictable performance, high performance across the board is actually very important. So that's where FTTR has one of the advantages. The other advantage is the number of connections. I was pretty impressed with the increase in number of concurrent connections on FTTR that have been presented. And I think that that's also a very important thing. Yesterday we have seen in the China Telecom flagship store that that the number of devices can go above 100. Now, for that type of connectivity, you really need to look at the capabilities of the network. And FTTR can satisfy that. So that's also one important, I think, advantage that FTTR brings.